What's up, guys? Got another UFC video here today. It's gonna be on the UFC 202 card, DIAZ vs McGregor 2. So this video is gonna be all about the FS1 Prelims, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be giving you guys my predictions and picks, and some fight analysis on these four fights. So if you guys haven't already checked out my video, I've done a video on the Fight Pass Prelims. You guys can check that out on my channel. But this video, like I said, is all about the FS1 Prelims. So first fight on the FS1 Prelims, we got Randa Markos against Courtney Casey. Both these fighters fought very recently, and I remember picking the fights, and I actually picked against both of them. So yeah, I guess this time I can't lose this time, because I gotta pick one of them. But I already know who I'm going to pick here, but let's go ahead and just open up their pages here. So we got Randa Markos. Last fight was against the Jocelyn Jones Lebarger. I thought Jones, coming in this time with a full camp, would do a lot better, and obviously she did. She did good, but Markos just able to be better against the clinch, and control the fight, and also landed a lot of strikes. So yeah, she was able to get the win there. But what else here? Her summary real quick is heart, determination, and grappling. Short reach on her. She's not a big girl for the weight class or anything. Before that, she had a loss to Carolina, who's obviously a beast. She just beat Rose. But yeah, she had a competitive fight against Jocelyn there. Now moving on to Courtney Casey. 5-3 record. Summary's well-rounded. She's a big girl, for this weight class. 5'7", 67-inch reach, so she has the reach advantage here. She's coming off a knockout win in the first round against Christina Stanciu, who I remember picking because I just thought she was going to be more faster, on the feet. As you can see, her summary there, power and speed. I just thought she was going to be a little bit too quick for Casey, and I just thought she overall just would be better. But yeah, Casey really utilized her takedowns and really just smashed her on the ground with some ground and pound. I really did not really see that coming at all. Casey, I know she has really good stand-up, as you guys can see in her last two fights. She has fight of the nights against C.O.He Ham, who's a good striker, and then Calderwood, also another good striker. Of course, she lost both those fights, but she's very competitive. She's very scrappy. Loves to come forward, loves to throw shots. So yeah, this time against Casey, she actually used some takedowns to actually hurt Christina on the ground with some ground and pound. She landed some nasty elbows, and I could tell that hurt Christina right away. And then at the end of the fight, she took her down once again. Easily took her down like nothing. There was no resistance at all from Christina. Casey here is a big girl, man. She's strong. Took her down like nothing. Just landed a clean elbow, and then Christina already covering up and whatnot. She had enough of that. So that was a very good win for her. So thoughts on opponent? She says Markos is a very well-rounded opponent, aggressive style, and matches up with my style. I think it's gonna be an exciting fight. And I agree with that, because Markos is aggressive, but Casey's also very aggressive and also has the better striking here, and also has really good wrestling there. I'm not sure if it says here she has a wrestling background. Yeah, doesn't really say anything here about her wrestling, but Casey does have some wrestling, man. She has some good takedowns. Could easily take her down because of her strength and her her length. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pick. Let's see. Yeah, Casey's the underdog here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the underdog here, Courtney Casey. Last time I picked against her. Last time I also picked against Markos, because I thought Lebarger would be able to get it done with her reach and boxing. But this time I think the power of Casey, the strength, overall I think she's just the better striker, has the power advantage, and obviously the better grappler here I would say is Markos, but Casey also has some good takedowns, which she could also land on Markos and land some ground and pound. But even if it stays on the feet, this should be a really fun fight, and I can see Casey landing a shit ton of strikes here. So you can see right there, almost 5 strikes landed per minute. You know, good things for a good thing to have for DraftKings, because I'll be playing DraftKings or whatever. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Courtney Casey here, and Markos is a tough girl, so I don't really see a finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Casey by decision. But you never know, maybe she has that power. Could be maybe a late finish. But either ways, I'm going Casey by decision. Alright, moving on to this next fight here. We got Lobov against Chris Avila. You got McGregor's teammate against Nate's teammate. So let's go ahead and open up their pages real quick. Avila here is making his UFC debut. So here's Artem's page. 12-12 record. With 1 draw, 1 no contest. Summary is striking and toughness. Very short reach, 66 inch. Okay. Has 2 losses in a row so far in the UFC. Lost to Ryan Hall. Pretty much just didn't do much at all in that fight. Against Alex White. Alex White was the better striker. Used his footwork, angles to just pick apart Lobov and outstrike him with his reach. Yeah, Lobov really couldn't land any clean power shots on White, and even if he did clip White a little bit, White was able to take it. But yeah, Lobov really got outstruck in that fight, and he just really telegraphs his right hand. He always wants to throw that right uppercut or like a right hook. I never really see him throw much straight punches. He likes just throwing hooks. So yeah, that's a little recap or a brief little analysis here on Lobov. Thoughts on Chris Avila. Chris tries to copy DIAZ's style and relies on absorbing a lot of punches. That would be a tough night against the hardest puncher in the featherweight division. So obviously this fight's at featherweight. Let's see. 2 first round finishes. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to Avila's page here. His summary is jiu-jitsu and boxing, very similar to Nate Diaz. 5'10", so he's also long for the weight class. 73-inch reach. So obviously this guy's going to be he's not going to be a bulky guy or anything. He's going to be skinny, because he's obviously big for the weight class, tall for the weight class. Thoughts on his opponent. Lobov, tough Russian fighter. He has 1 first round finish, 3 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. He lost his pro debut, and he's 5-1 since. His record says he's 5-2, so yeah, I don't know about that. Doesn't have much info here. Some amateur boxing there for ranks and titles held. So guys, we got Lobov here, who has not been looking too good recently. 2-fight losing streak in the UFC. And then we got Avila here coming in, making his debut. From what I've seen on him, doesn't seem to be that impressive. I haven't been too impressed with him, but of course this guy has potential. Lobov here is a little bit older, and we've seen what he's capable of, and yeah, I'm also not very impressed. He also just likes to just throw pretty much just power punches, and it seems like he's not too diversified with his striking. Whereas Avila here still has a lot of time to develop his skills, and this guy's the more up and comer pretty much. But Lobov here has a very winnable fight. If he lands a clean punch on Avila, he could put him out. Lobov does have that power, guys, and this fight's very 50-50 for me right here. I was like leaning towards Lobov and leaning towards Avila, mostly because Avila doesn't have as much experience. But in the end here, Avila is the one who's an up and comer here. He's making his debut, and this guy needs to make a, what do you call it? Needs to make like an impact. He needs to let him know that he's coming over here. He's gonna put in work, and he's gonna pretty much do good in his fights. Well, Lobov here, this is pretty much his last chance to fight in the UFC right here. If he loses this fight, he's probably not gonna fight in the UFC again for a while, unless maybe he racks up a lot of wins in a row. So it's pretty much do or die for Lobov here. So Lobov might come out you know, a lot different in his last fight. Instead of maybe just throwing pure power punches, maybe just might come out a little bit more strategic. Yeah, man, this is a very hard fight to pick here, guys. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pick. You know, I'm still going back and forth about it. I really wanted to go Avila because, you know, this guy is kind of like the future. You know, he's the up and comer. But then again, I'm not super impressed by him. But you know, he has the reach. You know, has some boxing, has jiu-jitsu. Overall, I don't think this fight goes to the ground though. I think this fight's gonna stay on the feet. And you know, Lobov has an iron chin, has power, striking's good, even though he does throw a lot of the same type of shots. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and have to go with Lobov, guys. This is like a on-the-spot pick here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Lobov here, and you know what? I think Lobov here just has the most experience. You know, the Alex White is a way better fighter than Avila from what I've seen, and you know, Lobov obviously lost the fight, but you know, if he learns from that fight, I think should be able to win this fight against Avila, guys. I just think Lobov here has a very winnable fight, and Avila just have not been too impressed by him. And even though, you know, I'm on Team Diaz and whatnot, you know, yeah, I just got to pick against Avila, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Lobov here, guys. And Avila, you know, he hasn't been finished in his fights, but you know, Lobov has that power. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just say Lobov by second round knockout, guys. Let's go ahead and just say second round knockout. So I'm gonna go pick Lobov, second round knockout. Alright, guys, so that's gonna be my pick. Moving on here, we got Raquel Pennington against Elizabeth Phillips. Let's go ahead and open up their pages real quick. So had some lag there. Here's Raquel's page. Summary is well-rounded. Last fight was against Bethe Correa, which was a split decision win for her. Some people actually thought Correa here won the fight. I picked Pennington in that fight, so you know, I remember watching it. I was like, oh shit, they might give it to Bethe, but you know, luckily Pennington came through with that fight. But a lot of people did thought she lost that fight, but Bethe here is obviously a better fighter than Phillips, though. She also beat Jessica Andrade, he was an undersized bantamweight, but either way, she got a submission win in that fight. And also, of course, she lost to Holly Holm, but that was a split decision loss, and a lot of people thought Pennington did really good against Holly Holm there. Now let's go ahead and look at Elizabeth's page here. So 5-3. Summary is brawling. Last fight and last win was against Duke, and this was already a year ago. Duke, obviously, if you guys know, Jessamine Duke here is not a good fighter. Seems to always be getting finished in the first round. Like, you know, she's just a really like bad fighter, to be honest, guys. Yeah, she's not a really good fighter, like, you know, like Ronda Rousey or anything like that. You know, she's just not durable, and it just seems like she always crumbles when she fights. So Phillips here was not even able to finish her, and I rewatched the fight a bit, and yeah, Duke almost finished, you know, Phillips in the end of that third round. So yeah, not looking too good there. So yeah, guys, I'm a fan of Rocky here, and I'm gonna pick her not just because I'm a fan, but I think this is a really winnable fight for her. Phillips here has not fought in a year. She does train with Juliana Pena. I'm not sure if they mentioned that here. Nah, I guess they. Oh wait, right there. Have been brawling with Juliana almost every day. Obviously, you guys know Juliana Pena is an actual contender, you know, at bantamweight. But you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Pennington here with her striking and overall just fighting way better opponents. Should be able to win her the fight here, guys. I just think she's the better fighter. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Pennington here to get a decision win. So Pennington by decision, but you never know. It could be a late finish. Phillips in that fight against Duke, it looks like she gassed in that third round. So you know, maybe she might get a third round finish here. But let's go ahead and just say Pennington by decision. All right. for the featured fight here on the FS1 Prelims, we got Cody Garbrandt against teixeira Mizugaki. I already know who my pick is here, so let's go ahead and just open up their pages really quick here. Alright, Cody's page here, 9-0 record. Summary of striking, wrestling, and cardio. His last fight and last win was obviously against Thomas Almeida, where he knocked him out in the first round, which was a shocker because I thought Almeida would win that fight, and yeah, that really surprised me there. So, you know, Almeida obviously seemed like he was the future of the division, and now we got another guy that's a prospect, or he was already a prospect, but you know, now everybody got his eyes on him. We got Cody Garbrandt here, seems to be the future of the 135 division. So he blasted pretty much. Yeah, what was his name again? Yeah, that's right, Almeida. Ugh. Anyways, he blasted Almeida really quickly. Mizugaki here. Summary is striking hard and chin. This guy's a veteran, been around for a long time, you know. His last fight was against George Roop. Not a super high level opponent there, but he's long for the weight class. Mizugaki used his striking and pretty much win the fight. Landed a lot of strikes. Before that, he lost to Aljamain Sterling, who's a big bantamweight, you know, great grappler. Was able to, you know, pretty much beat up Mizugaki there and get a submission win. And then he also got finished by Cruz in 2014 in the first round, where Cruz came out really aggressive and yeah, really just smashed them. So yeah, guys, we got the up and comer here against a veteran. So, you know, I do think Mizugaki here could win this fight. He does have some sharp striking. He doesn't seem to have much power in his punches, but you know, but looking at his record here, only 5% of his wins are by knockout. Most of his time he wins are by decision, but you know, he does have some good boxing. Garbrandt here also has good boxing and just huge power in his hands, as you guys can see in the Almeida fight. Throws a lot of hooks. This has a lot of power, but also has a wrestling base. Mizugaki also does wrestle also in his fights here, even though it seems kind of like a striker. His takedown average is high, his takedown accuracy seems pretty high. So, you know, this guy could do it all also. So, I'm just going to have to go ahead and pick Cody here, guys. I just think this guy's the up-and-comer. He looked impressive in his last fight. I didn't think he was going to be able to beat Almeida, especially in the first round by knockout. You know, that to me was, you know, pretty crazy. I was like, oh shit. But you know, Almeida to me didn't look the same in that fight. He looked very slow, and yeah, it didn't seem like the same Almeida. Anyways, Cody was able to just pretty much destroy him. And Mizugaki, his last win and last fight was against a lower level opponent here. And yeah, guys, I just think Cody here with his power, you know, will be the difference here. Mizugaki here doesn't get knocked out much. I think this guy seems very durable. This guy never really gets knocked out much, but I mean, Cruz finished them, and Cruz doesn't have as much power as Garbrandt here. So yeah, guys, I think Garbrandt here should be able to get the win. And let's go ahead and just say it's going to be a second round knockout. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Cody by second round knockout. Alright, guys, so to recap here, I got Corny Casey winning by decision. I got Lobov winning by second round knockout. Pennington by decision. And then Cody Garbrandt here to win by second round knockout also. Alright, guys, so that's it for my picks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about my picks. Also, let me know who you guys picked and whatnot. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned for the main card picks, which I'll be doing on a video tomorrow. Or it's going to be uploaded on Friday night or Saturday morning. Either way, it'll be uploaded. Also, if you guys haven't joined DraftKings, you know, join now. You know what I'm saying? Got the link below. Let's go ahead and make some money, especially if you guys are good with your picks. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, catch you guys on the next video.